My mother used to be vegetarian, so all of us were, and she never cooked any meat. And when I was in university, I had an opportunity to go on a survival camp. I was quite interested in this, and I wanted to participate until I learned that we had to kill a chicken and eat it. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. It's very cruel, and no animal needs to die for me. And so I did something else. So when we went to live in the wilderness, I realized that if we were not going to hunt, we will not survive at all. So obviously I changed my attitude. But it took a long time to learn how to hunt. And I was failing all the time, in actual fact. So I went out with my bow and arrow, and every time I come back with nothing. So my husband, Peter, is very disappointed all the time. Then one day he said, maybe you should put in a little bit more effort. And I say, okay, today I will get a goat, because in the area were wild goats. And I go with my full quiver, which is 6 arrows. This is a long story, all written in a book. And I finally see a goat, so I'm a little bit panicky and a little bit excited. So I shoot all my 6 arrows on this goat. 2 of them hit the goat, and the 4 were forever lost. They're very expensive, by the way, $20 each. Ooh. So I calculated this is an expensive goat. And also the goat was wounded, which I found also terrible. So I thought, I've got to get this goat. So I run after the goat, because I tracked down the blood, you know, like a real bushman. I felt pretty cool at the time. And I saw the goat in the riverbed. And he was wounded. And I thought, surely I can outrun this wounded goat. And so I go after him without the bow and arrow, because it was useless. I just had a knife. So I run and over those big stones, and then I got tired, so I stopped. I started walking, and then the goat also stopped and started walking. So we're sort of running, walking, running together. So we sort of equally obsessed with each other. And so right in the end, he tried to hide in a little cave, and that was my moment to kill the goat. And then finally it died, sort of at my feet. And then I thought, wow, what an amazing, savage thing to do. I've never done anything like this, right? I come from a village in Holland. And I had to carry the goat back to camp. And this was an amazing moment, because I thought, wow, I've come such a long way to go from the moral higher ground of, I'm not, you know, I'm one of the better people because no animal dies for me, to this really savage thing. And I'd like to read a couple of lines of what happened when I came back. Peter was sitting beside a small fire when I finally arrived. This is with the goat in my neck, right? Exhausted, I squatted down while he untied the goat and lifted it off my back. We sat around the dancing flames, and I quietly told him every detail of the hunt, while the silver moon rose over the tall mountaintops. I waded into a dark pool in the river to wash all the blood off my body and out of my hair. Looking up at the moon in the clear night sky, I thought of the long chase and killing, and had been very savage. I realized I had become the very person I would have loathed in my youth, when I was a good vegetarian with a higher moral ground. I had come down so far, so to speak, that I was touching the lower ground, the earth. I was just a year earlier that I had explained to my boss in the school, on my last day at the school, how I wanted to live without any barrier between the naked earth and myself. Well, this is it, I thought, surprised. Here I am. There is no barrier anymore.